Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back here with you to try to figure out what the hell is going on in Big Brother Canada. And I am joined here by our chief Big Brother correspondent. Please welcome the man who hopefully has some answers for us here today. Taran Armstrong. Taran, how are you?
I'm great, Rob. I'm here to give you the shocking truth.
Find out the shocking truth.
What is the shocking truth?
That's what we're here to find out.
Okay. Well, Taran, I am eager to know what's been going on. Hopefully, we have some people checking this podcast out today that maybe had not even been keeping up with Big Brother Canada all season. Maybe people know there was no live feeds this season and for whatever reason didn't want to follow along or never follow along, but might be a little bit here for the mess to find out what's happening on Big Brother Canada. And I too will find out what's happening on Big Brother Canada because from my perspective, we had a live show here in Raleigh and I was busy with that, with Survivor. And then I come home and it's like you tweeted out the Troy from Community coming back into the darkest timeline with the whole house on fire.
Yeah. I imagined that's what it felt like for you. It's like, wait a minute, people are saying the show is good. What's going on? There was a scandal.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm very excited to hear what's going on. We're here live on Friday afternoon, 4:18 p.m. Eastern time, although things may have changed by the time you were listening to this podcast. And so, all right, Taran, where do we even start?
I mean, I'll preface this by saying, no spoilers if you're not caught up yet past Thursday's episode. We're just going to talk about last week. But I think the place to start here is that if you are new to Big Brother Canada entirely, this has been a messy season to begin with. There are no live feeds. It's just daily drops of content, and that aren't actually daily either.
Is it worth setting up what a daily drop is?
It's an hour to like 2.5 hours of
stuff,
uncut live feeds that are actually very much cut portions of what's happening in the house. They're our only window into what's actually happening beyond the edit, although these are also basically edited to give us what they want us to see.
Check out some uncut scenes from the Big Brother live feeds.
Pretty much. And so it's been a bit of a wild ride to really understand what's been going on. And to maybe if you're new to Big Brother entirely, then you're like, what do you mean? That's just how all shows work, but not usually Big Brother. So it's been a messy.
That this is bad, but I feel like you have like a little spring in your step.
It's well, we talked about this. That's
you seem happy.
That's because they gave us something, Rob. This cast delivered in good ways and bad ways, and both of those ways were entertaining.
See, I kind of thought I was coming in and this is like all bad news, like the car has crashed.
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Yeah. Okay.
But I enjoy watching cars crash. I don't know. There's something wrong with me.
Okay. All right. Go on.
So it's been a bit of a messy season to begin with. Right out of the gate, we lost a player, day 2, I guess. And then, the season has been trudging along.
Number 1 pick in the draft. Yep.
Yes, there was this bros alliance that popped up, and there's this guy Zach and this guy Ty, and they came together, and they were these two bros that were running the first 2 HOHs, but they were a little mad with power and decided to start cutting off their own allies as early as week 2 and really put themselves into a precarious position in the house. So we get to week 3, and fan favorite Koozie wins the HOH, and she says this.
Like the great Godfrey said, I want that blood on my hands.
Yes.
She wanted that blood on her hands, and she decides to target.
In celebrity net fights, right?
Yeah, exactly. So she decides to target Zach, the guy that's been running the first 2 HOHs. And right as we learn that that's about to happen, the daily drops stop dropping. The Big Brother Canada
Never stop
tweets out-
dropping.
they tweet out, no more. For the next few days, you will get nothing, and you're gonna have to wait to see what happens.
Okay. And that's like the point where I sort of like went away from social media in terms of Big Brother. I had checked out a little bit of the podcast Tuesday night, and everybody was upset on the panel about there's no live feeds anymore. What's happening?
Yes. And so up until that point, it was still a little wild because Koozie, the HOH, had intended to put up Vanessa, the mom of the house, alongside Santina, who was the first HOH. And Santina was supposed to be the target. But when we got the drop on Monday after the noms, we see that Vanessa was not nominated. Instead, this guy Hope was nominated. Hope is this player who is only there to compete in competitions. He doesn't actually want to play the game of Big Brother. He doesn't actually want to be there. He's been looking to quit the game multiple times. And so he's been volunteering to go up on the block. So, she must have changed her mind, or maybe there was this twist that Canada was going to save a player. Maybe Vanessa got saved. Either way, clearly Koozie put up Hope. On Tuesday's episode, it ends with Koozie nominating Vanessa and Santina, not Hope. We're like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. How is that possible? And then, it clicks. We were getting no more daily drops because Vanessa must have left the game. We didn't see her at all in the Monday drop. And so they just like, something happened. Vanessa's gone. That must be why we're not getting anything. And then on Wednesday's episode, we see that Vanessa leaves right away. She's gone. Her Twitter account tweets out, it was a medical emergency. She's fine now. Everything's okay. But that's it. So, okay, I guess that was it. Seems fairly straightforward. Hope gets put on the block instead.
Okay, can I ask you, how did the show treat that? I have not watched these episodes. I will check them out over the weekend. How did the show present Vanessa leaving the show?
Pretty much exactly what I just did. It was about 30 seconds. They called them into the living room. They said, Vanessa's gone. Koozie needs to name a replacement. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
Very and we respect Vanessa's privacy, especially if it was a medical emergency. But yeah, they very much just glossed over it in the episode.
The medical emergency that comes with sitting on the block.
Right.
She might have had, acute on the blockicitis.
Is that a medical
I don't know.
term?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, Taran.
Okay. Maybe we should get one. So Vanessa's gone. This is the chaos. This is the controversy of the week, right? Vanessa's gone. Hope goes on the block instead. He's fine to go on the block.
So this is what the big hubbub was. Vanessa went home.
Yeah. So that's basically the end of the story, except it's not. Because Hope goes on to win the veto. And that's, again, when Koozie says, like the great Godfrey said, I want that blood on these hands. And she wants Zach's blood on her hands. Now, Zach and Ty, as I've said, they've been running the game. They've been running the HOHs. But the whole house has realized that they've been doing that, and they've basically turned on them at this point. Yeah. And Zach and Ty, so from what we have seen in their conversations, they're not guys that love to sort of like admit defeat or sort of like back down or admit that they were wrong or anything like that. And so when Koozie tells Ty, listen, when Hope uses that veto on himself, I'm probably putting Zach up on the block. Ty's like, oh, no, you're not. Not on my watch. He's got a plan because, as I said, Hope, this guy who's on the block, he's been talking about wanting to quit since day one, basically. So he's been working with Ty and Zach. So Ty is like, I've got an idea. Hope, I'm going to need you to do something for me. And Hope, who just won this veto, it's his first competition win.
Finally got a W. Is
finally feeling like, I'm in it. I'm here to stay now. And he's super excited talking to Ty and Zach. He's like, I'm here for you guys now. I'm going to play for you guys. It's going to be great. And Ty's like, about that. I'm going to need you to not use it on yourself.
Okay.
And Hope is like, what? But I won. I just decided I wanted to stay. You're gonna, you want me to go? And Ty's like, I just, you were saying you were gonna take a bullet for us, so a bullet, it's coming. So I'm feeling like maybe just don't use that veto. But Hope, he's not feeling this anymore. He says,
I got that dog in me.
he's got that dog in him,
Woof, woof.
and he's tired of these guys pushing him around. He wants to use the veto on himself. He doesn't want to listen to Ty. And Ty is like, do you understand the decision that you're making right now? He's like, I think so. I think I'm just going to use the veto on myself. And so he goes ahead and he uses the veto on himself, and Zach goes up on the block. But we end that Wednesday episode with a cheeky little conversation between Ty and Zach. And Ty says, don't worry, I've got something on him that will get him expelled from the house. And Zach says, the letter? He says, yes. What's going on?
Who will be left standing after a scandal rocks the house? Find out the shocking truth.
Oh my God.
What's happening? Well, the internet did some detective work. They saw on the episode, earlier in the episode, when Ty was talking to Hope about not using the veto, Hope had taken Ty's hand and he shook his hand. And he kind of lingered and then kind of did one of those, I'm passing something off to you things. And Ty looked down and he said, what is this? And Hope said, don't worry about it, broski. So what's going on?
Yeah. What is going on?
The internet is ablaze. People are speculating. Is it drugs? Is it some kind of contraband?
I did hear the rumors about that there was talk of that there was contraband drugs in the house.
Absurd.
I was like, wait, what is happening?
Like, Big Brother 9 for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, 9.
By the way, this is the best live feed update that I've ever been on. So this is incredible.
So what's going on? What is this letter? What is this thing that was passed off? We get to the Thursday episode, and we pretty quickly get to Ty and Zach in the storage room talking, and they're like, when should we use it? Like, we got to wait a little bit longer. We got to wait until like the last minute, maybe. We're going to take out one of the votes. We're going to make this work for us. And their third ally, Dan, is standing there like, yeah, let's use it. What are we using? And they're like, oh, Hope cheated. It's like, oh,
okay,
he cheated. How did he cheat? They're like, we can't say right now, but basically he had a letter from his girlfriend. Whoa. Immediately, Zach gets called to the diary room. They bring him in, and they're like, so, Zach, got anything you want to tell us? He's like, no. Like, you know, we've got cameras on you 24/7, right? Yeah, I didn't think you'd be watching, though. He didn't say that. He's like, okay, yes. There's a thing. There's a thing that happened.
This is on the show?
This is on the show.
Okay.
Hope has been cheating, he says. They say, how?
On his girlfriend?
Not on his girlfriend.
And she caught him?
He's been cheating on the game with his girlfriend.
Hold on. Having his girlfriend before he left put a note in his bag. And that was the cheating?
We'll get there. We'll get there. Production asks, how long have you known this? He says a couple weeks, last week, something like that. And they say, what was on the letter? And he says, just like, hope you're doing great. Love you.
Hope you're doing great, or I hope you're doing great.
We did not personally see the contents of said letter.
That's different.
So yeah, it's possible. So they send him off, and he's like, I told him about the letter. And like in the meantime, like there was like all kinds of like Ty went to Hope and he was like, how dare you not use the veto on yourself, or how dare you use the veto on yourself? And Hope has been telling people like, I feel like Ty's trying to intimidate me into not using the veto. And he's like, am I intimidating you, Hope? He's like, no. And he's like, okay. And then Zach comes in and he's like, is Ty intimidating you? He's like, yeah, he just came in and did it again. And then Zach goes to Ty and he's like, he said you're intimidating him again. And so then they both go in. It's like, what the hell, Hope? You just said I wasn't intimidating you. He's like, and it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, just wait, Hope. Just wait. Because Hope is then going to get called into the diary room. And they question Hope about it. What happened, Hope? Basically what happened is early in the season, he found a note in a sock that was brought in by Big Brother, the clothing that was put together by his girlfriend that was given to him by production. There was a note in a sock, and it was just like an I love you note. And they go on to explain a little bit later, this happened the day after the premiere that he received this note.
Okay. So they get extra clothes from home, like summer camp, like during the season?
Occasionally, yes. I think especially early on, if they didn't bring enough clothes, or like they have a little bit of stuff here, but they need some more stuff. They brought in extra clothes, and there was a note.
How tight is the budget? They just can't run out to Winners and grab some more socks for Hope. That they need Hope's actual socks from home.
Who knows? But Hope is upset. They send him off to get the note. He gives them the note. And as he is like sent off from the diary room to go get the note, Zach and Ty watch on like, we got you.
Enjoy it. All game.
Got his
All
ass.
game. You're done.
Yeah.
And Hope is upset. He goes and he starts telling them, I might be kicked from the game. And they're like, why? It's like, I told Zach and Ty about this thing that I shouldn't have had. They're like, what are you talking about? And it's this big drama. And
why did he tell them? Do we know that?
He theoretically trusted them with this information. I don't know. But I mean, this is Hope. This is Hope that we're talking about. So now he's worried that he might get kicked off, and Zach and Ty are feeling like we got him. He's going to be expelled from the house. They bring everyone down to the living room, and they say, okay, this is what happened. Hope received a letter from his girlfriend the night after the premiere, or the day after the premiere. We examined it. There's no outside information whatsoever in this note. Hope did not tell us about the note, so he needs to be punished. But he is not going to be expelled from the game. What we're going to do is that everyone's going to get a letter from their families, so that they all get the same amount of emotional support. And Hope will lose his vote this week and cannot compete in the following HOH.
Okay.
That's the punishment. Zach and Ty, how dare you? That's nonsense. They disagree with this ruling, and pretty quickly they're gonna start to say things like,
Mr. Hopington goes home today. Yo, we're walking out this house if they don't. 100%. We walk.
We walk.
Bro, we gotta walk. We said
They call him Mr. Hopington?
Mr. Hopington.
Is that a nickname?
Not that I'd heard before that.
Yeah.
They're starting to say, we are going to walk. We are going to walk if this is the case. If Hope is not ejected from the game, then the game has no integrity. So we need to walk away from this game. But first, let's campaign a little bit and see if we can get the votes for Zach.
Yeah. Who else is on the block with Zach?
Santina.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a bunch more drama happening. Koozie's going to get into it with Ty. She's going to get into it with Zach. She's gonna say this to Ty.
So I'm sorry, but
Or
your
this
boy's
to
going
Zach.
home, and you're next.
And Ty.
Yeah.
I promise you, you're next.
You're a clown.
Lots of clown talk.
You're a clown. You heard what I said.
So
Boy.
Yeah, you should have watched BB24.
Yeah, Daniel Durson, real game changer.
So all this drama is happening. They're talking about walking. They make a pitch to the women. Can we get the women to vote for us to stay? It doesn't seem to be working. And so Zach is like, all right, Ty, let's do it. Let's both walk. And Ty's like, yep. We're both.
Bro, we gotta walk.
We
said we were gonna walk.
We said we're gonna do it. So let's do it. They both walk into the diary room, and they say, all right, we're walking. And this is what we're doing.
We both got cheated, and that's the hard part for me. Like, I don't know what to tell you. My game was your game.
My game was your game. We both got cheated, Ty. So let's do this. Here we go. Out. You coming? Let's go, Ty.
Who's coming with me?
And Ty is like, yeah, I'm definitely with you. Just 1 second though. Like, this is just a silly game. So like, are we maybe overthinking it a little bit? And he's like, look, if you want to stay, you can stay, but I gotta go. And Ty's like, well, just give me a second. You go first. I'll be right behind you.
And this is before the House has voted, correct?
Yes, this is
Okay.
Wednesday night.
Okay, Wednesday. Thursday's episode, Wednesday night in the House.
Yes, I believe it might not have been night. It was Wednesday,
Okay,
I think. At
Wednesday
some point.
day. Okay.
And so ultimately, Zach walks out of the game, and Ty's like, yeah, I'm just gonna read the note, read my letter again real quick. Let me just go read my letter first. Zach walks out of the game. Ty stays.
Okay.
And that's about where we are. Zach, so two non-voted evictions in 1 week. One because Hope did not use the veto on himself, and then the letter was shared, and then they did not kick Hope out of the game, and so Zach walked. At least that is what was given to us by the edit. I know that Zach feels he may have a different story, but that is what we saw in the episodes.
Okay, let me ask the question about if the letter had not been found. Okay, if Lettergate did not happen, would Zach have gone home in the vote on Thursday night? Or did Hope's girlfriend change the entire course of the season? And thus, by putting this innocuous note, it was a little bit of like the domino meme where she completely upended the season and flipped the house.
So based on what we had seen, which was not a lot because they cut the daily drops, it was looking very much like Zach was going to leave. And they did make a last-ditch effort to try and stay after doing this move with Hope. What we saw today on the drops, again, no spoilers for this week, but what we saw was that there were some people saying that they were actually close to potentially flipping their vote. However, the whole situation with Hope kind of prevented them from being able to commit to that idea. So if he hadn't done the Hope stuff, there's a chance that he might have gotten the votes. But once he did the Hope stuff and still tried to campaign, they were like, it's too late.
But there's nothing that's more classic Big Brother over the 23 years of this show that the big like bro that's dominating things in the first couple of weeks. It's like, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and the more sort of control they have early on. The like when at the first sign of adversity, that's it. I'm out of here. Screw this. Whatever. And such a classic case here for Zach.
Yes, it's certainly what it appears
like
to
an
be.
all-timer.
Yeah. Now, again, like I will be the first to admit, this is our first Big Brother season with no live feeds, and we know very little about the actual events of what transpired here, and I have no faith or trust in production, despite this being said.
We always want to be truthful and transparent on the show.
Okay. Well, that the key word in that sentence, Taran, is want.
Yes,
I
would
believe
love
with every ounce of my being that Arissa wants to be transparent and truthful with the audience.
Yes, man, that's just their pesky old decisions getting in the way of that desire is really, really unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
So,
now Taran, did you do any exit press today? Was anybody sent out there by Big Brother Canada publicity, either Vanessa or Zach?
No. So Vanessa, no exit interviews for Vanessa. I was scheduled to do exit interviews with theoretically Zach. However, once he walked from the game, I was told no more exit interviews. And I am not allowed to talk to Zach as much as Zach would like to talk to me because I am getting some requests. But I know Zach is.
When you say you're not allowed to talk to him,
Yes.
did that come from somebody at RHAP as a podcast, somebody at Big Brother Canada, or the Twitter community writ large?
Well, no. My experience with Big Brother Canada production is that they only want the exit interviews to be the formal sort of anything released to the public.
Look, I get that. And
them.
look,
Yes.
I know, and I get this with Survivor. People are like, hey, just like do your own thing. But look, we try to play ball with the network and stay in the good graces as much as possible.
Yes, well, and we know Zach is a stickler for the rules, so I assume that he will, respect the
Sure.
follow the rules.
Sure. But what are you aware of? Like, I'm sure he has been out there. Does he have a different side of the story that's differing from what we saw in the episode?
Yes. Well, I guess slightly. What I understand from what he has been saying is that in particular, he feels like the letter was used by Hope to sort of emotionally manipulate him into trusting Hope more than he should have. And so like it was more than just it was like that like bonus of having a note from home to sort of like refresh you mentally, but also because Hope shared it with him, it was used as a tool in the game, which is an additional thing that he shouldn't have been able to do.
Well, nobody
yes.
that, in fairness to Zach, nobody should be allowed to like misconstrue somebody's trust in Big Brother. I mean, that is clearly not something you're allowed to do in Big Brother. And we never see anybody like give a, hey, here's my grandfather's necklace. Hold on to this for me. Or any that never happens in Big Brother. So maybe Zach has a point.
Yes, perhaps. And as we all know, there's a long history of Big Brother Canada ejecting
Where is
players
Ika? Has
for
Ika
cheating.
been sent to the house to shred all the letters yet?
Not quite yet. I mean, luckily, Zach is friends with Emmett from season 1, and Emmett famously cheated in multiple HOH competitions.
Story checks out, yeah.
And as we all know, Big Brother Canada then ejected Emmett from the game by I guess by bringing Gary back. So just a roundabout way, but they made it happen.
Yeah. Okay. But has this in some way, like the entire mishandling of all of this in some way, has this like reignited the passion for Big Brother Canada? Are we back?
I mean, I hope so. Like this was, let's be clear. This was not like Big Brother. This was not like, I mean, if the feeds had been on this week, this would have been amazing, right? Like Koozie's HOH week was, I mean, Koozie had an all-time HOH week. She was so fantastic. I hate that like my explanation of the week has to be so focused on things that aren't Koozie because she was so fun. But if we had been able to get all of the feeds and see all of this happen, and it would have been like a week-long experience, like that would have been so much better. But like, look, we take what we can get at this point. And in terms of like reality TV that, you know, you'd get from any other show, like if this was an episode of Survivor, I'd be like, that was a good episode of Survivor. Like, I'm into this. Like, I'm happy.
We don't need to vote people out on these shows anymore.
Yeah, and some people might disagree with me, you know, especially a lot of players are really upset about the idea that somebody would walk.
Vote schmote.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, this is more exciting than if he had been voted out. I mean, like, I'm into it.
Yeah.
So you know, I would love for this energy to continue. I mean, this cast is definitely delivering. There are certainly people that are saying with Zach gone, can this energy continue? Like, you kind of need both ends of the spectrum sometimes, but you know, we will see. There's a new twist this week. It's going to be an anonymous HOH week. That was kind of a dud last time they tried it, but we'll see what happens this time.
Okay, an anonymous to the rest of the house, but we will know who the HOH is
once we see the episodes.
Yes. Okay. Once we see the episodes,
We don't know yet on the
Spicy
job.
V have this the last time?
She
Does that
did,
sound right?
and
Yeah.
This was not her better HOH.
No.
but,
No. Okay. Well, look, big Australian Survivor is over, so I need a new international reality show to really throw myself into. So I thought we were gonna come on here, Taran, and I thought it was gonna be like people were gonna be mad. I didn't even know that people are happy at the state of the house.
Well, I mean, I'll say again, I think I represent one angle. I mean, I've just been
you speak for.
I've been digging through the
for
dumpster
many.
for 3 weeks, Rob. So I just found a gem, and I'm
you just found a donut.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know, we'll see where we go from here.
Okay. All right. And you just did the daily drop earlier today. So if people want to get even more, if people want to continue on and go get that you have then spoilers of not the HOH. We don't know. We don't have
speculation on who the HOH could be and who the targets might be based on what we saw, but nothing is confirmed at this time because it's anonymous.
And if people want to go back and watch the episodes like I'm going to, of course, we try to make it very easy for the patrons of RHAP as a podcast. Go to RHAPasawebsite.com/patron. See Big Brother Canada, the aforementioned Australian Survivor season, which was wonderful. And of course, become a part of this great RHAP patron community. All right. Then, Taran, anything else about the world of Big Brother Canada that we need to know at this hour?
I would just recommend checking out the podcast I did with Taylor yesterday.
Yes.
You know, we, again, especially if you're here and you haven't really been watching Big Brother Canada yet, I kind of briefly went over some of the stuff. I didn't know what was going to happen last night, earlier in the day. So we don't have the full context for everything, but we mostly just talked about the decision to remove the live feeds, and Taylor, being the most qualified person to speak on the subject, had a lot to say about the importance of live feeds when it comes to mental health of the contestants and stuff like that. I thought she was very excellent. So I would definitely recommend checking that podcast out.
Okay. All right. So, and then we will be back with a regular Big Brother Canada coverage coming up next week, in addition to what Taran is doing in the daily drops. You can make sure you don't miss any of it when you subscribe to our Big Brother podcast feed. Rob has a website.com/Big Brother feed. All right. Then we've got everything else going on with everything for a Survivor as well. I thought this was a very fun week of Survivor. I was live in Raleigh, as I mentioned, at a fun live show. We also have a special podcast that we just dropped today. Today is Trans Day of Visibility, and so the Pride Has Spoken panel that got created back in June of last year with Dr. Evie Jagoda, Matt Scott, and Grace Leader were joined by Brooklyn Zed. They had a special panel that they did in light of the gender affirming ban that was passed in Kentucky that was voted on by survivor Nick Wilson. They had a lot of information about that and a lot of information about what's in that bill and things that people can be doing. So I really recommend people check out that podcast as well from The Pride Has Spoken.
Yes, highly recommend it. And we're gonna keep going with Big Brother Canada. There will probably be a drop tomorrow. We'll see. And I've got a Survivor podcast coming up tomorrow as well. We had an interesting episode of Survivor this week also. So weird time in the reality TV sphere.
And I've been enjoying the Survivor Stock Watch this season, Taran.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I thought you and Chantel were really fun this past week. So good job there. Looking forward to it this weekend. Thank you all so much for joining us for this special coverage of what the hell happened on Big Brother Canada this week. Can't wait to find out what is going to happen next. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.